Hey y'all, it's your legal bestie, attorney Simone. Come on in here. Now, today we have a more serious topic, but we're going to talk about it as a celebration of life. So, Shera 7, the influencer who talks about dating, love, and relationships, her husband has passed away. His name was James, and she talked about him frequently. This is James. This is a photo of James. This is the first time I ever saw James. She made a post about his passing, and this is James. And I think we can all say he looked exactly how I envisioned. Are you surprised? Is this what you thought James would look like? He actually looks much younger than I thought. So James is about 25 years older than Shera. Shera said she was about 22 when she met him. He had both a wife and a girlfriend. We'll get into that. And that he was 47, almost 50 years old. Hey guys, let us know where you're viewing from as you come on in. And she stated that she got with him then, and that she liked older men. They're better providers, and they don't require as much of you, a variety of things. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the clips, as well as I got a little montage of her talking about James. Now, I'm smiling because I have to let you know, y'all, I am a Creole woman, which is Louisiana ancestry, and we see passing as a celebration of life because the belief is that our ancestors are going on to heaven. He does look sick. They're going on to heaven. Not that this is not sad or so forth. Now, I have to say, she made the post on her Instagram. Let me go ahead and share that with you. And when she made her post, here we go. Stop bothering me. I could have sworn I put on my, so here we go. She made her Instagram post, and this was him, sharing him. And I have to see. Okay, here you go. Y'all see it? Now, then my cousin, who's also from New Orleans, Brittany, she says, oh my goodness, sending uplifting prayers for you and your children. Now, I didn't know because I follow her content. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say congratulations or something else. So I was a little confused. So I told Brittany, I said, oh shoot, cousin, the Creole lawyer in me thought this was a celebration of life. My bad. Cue second line in the life insurance policy processing. Because I didn't know. I didn't really know. Was there anybody else in the comments who, like, when you heard it, you were like, oh, wow. My first thought is, God damn, this is proof of concept, right? Proof of concept. I say that because Thrift the Runway said it. She says, I always was wondering if she was a gimmick or really married to herself. No, she got a husband. She does have a husband. He was sick for a while based on what some of the things that she shared. I do think she was sick, but I just want to clarify. So I said this, and then because I was like, is this a congrat? Because she talked about all the time. Part of the reason you marry an older person is if they die, things work out well for you. I have a clip that I will actually play with respect to that. We gonna get there. But she has a good sense of humor because she liked my comment. Okay. She liked my comment, okay? So I'm not over here being ugly just for you. So people are like, oh my gosh. I'm trying to tell you this proof of concept. I also want to say, listen, the price to get her services is probably going way up, okay? Here's why I'm going to say that. She got proof of concept. Secondly, she says she's not getting married ever again. She's always said if she becomes a widow, she's not going to remarry. But now we're going to have Mr. James in heaven to ward off the dusties, and we'll have here on the earth, see, they can double team you.
Okay. See, that's what I do. I call up to my ancestors when things are working out for me down here in heaven. I'll call up to my granny, my Creole granny. I'll be like, Mima, help me. Like, I know you're up there in heaven. Help me. And then stuff will happen. Now we can call up to Mr. James. Well, she probably have to call for you because only she knows him. But what I am saying is that James and her can double team to keep the Dusties away from you. Can I get an amen? Amen. Somebody, Sweet Sadie said, I thought James was an older, overweight black man that looked like Uncle Phil. Oh, I could see that too. No, he's not. I'm going to play without the music. I'm going to put her Instagram post up just so you can see the montage that she has for this man. Is part of what confused me a little bit. All right, so I'm going to hit play. Give me just one quick minute. Hold on, we're going to hit play because now, again, it's not going to be no music, but the pictures matter. I need you to see this montage. Actually, hold on. I got it even better. I'm going to play it from here. Hold on. I got it even better. I hope it ain't no sound on this darn thing. Okay. It is. Hold on. Let me play it here. Okay, good. Here you go. This is the montage she made of him. See? Living in the Epalapa luxury. Lepa luxury. Oh, Moet. Oh, no, that's Ace of Spades. That's way more expensive. They got married on the street. Now, mind you, she done took the man from his wife and his girlfriend. So we've got, So we've got clips that I will be playing. So stay tuned. I'm just giving you the intro. Here we go. They got married on the street. Look how pretty. Oh, he's so happy to have her. He looks good for, this man does not look 25 years older than him. He does not look in his 70s. He looks good for his age. Okay. This is my favorite part of the montage. She included, this is a home that he built for her. This is the montage, the celebration of life montage. Hold on. She said, look, I'm trying to tell you hoes. Look, this the car. Wait, I showed this to my homeboy. My homeboy was like, why is there a car? I said, do you not pay attention to her content? Do you not pay attention to her content? Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta say. Somebody said, I definitely graduated from Sprinkle University. Wait, now I have to say, I feel like a lot of the stuff she says is utterly ridiculous, but it is hilarious nonetheless. While I am not a Sprinkle University member, I actually have I had a bad habit. I would attract poor people, and I have dated them. But I am entertained by the content, and I do believe she has a demographic. And she has a demographic. She has a demographic. Wait, somebody said, wait. Somebody, why does that man look like Michael Blackson? Okay, we're going to continue. But I just want you to know, she put one of the new cars he bought her in the montage. Proof of concept is what we've got here. All right. They went yachting. These are their girls. Yeah, one of them does look like the dad in the face, but her daughters grew up really pretty. And this is him. Okay, there we go. Wow. Okay, I want to play this clip for you. And then we're going to talk about what happens in these situations. This clip that I found was...
And I said that on every line. I said, if I've ever become a widow, I'm never remarrying again. How long was I married for? 20 years. The girls are fine. They're healed. They're good. We're moving forward. And part of the reason why they can heal and move forward is because I didn't tell everybody when it happened. I just let people do all their talking and trolling and all this kind of stuff. But at that time, those things were happening to us. And so we just really didn't talk about it because crazy people on the internet. Yes, I'm a widow now. He was older, much older. We had a big age gap relationship. But we were married for 20 years. He was a provider. I never had to pay no bills. He was a good guy. And he will be missed. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He said James is 70. What if he dies?
Wait, she said sprinkle, sprinkle. This was my favorite clip. This is why we're going to start with this one. The question is, James is 70. What if he dies? Obviously, this was posted years ago. So I did some due diligence for y'all, and then we're going to get into it.
I'm on all the paperwork, baby. I'm good. Everybody dies at some point. Sprinkle. No. I always tell men, take care of your family, take care of your kids, leave a will, not a won't. Okay. Okay? See, when someone dies, you shouldn't be on GoFundMe collecting for the funeral. They need to have insurance. You need to be on a beneficiary. They need to be leaving you and the kids something. Yes. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your man just followed your ex's mother. I don't even know how y'all have time to find out who followed who, because I don't even know how to find that online. Do you have notifications on some type of software that you uploaded to his phone to tell you every time he follows somebody new? I don't know. That's called being a pick-me-shot, if you know.
Okay, there's music in the background, so I'm gonna mute that. But you saw she said, this is what's gonna happen if he passes. So in the title here, I said, leaving her millions, ? So first off, she talked about selling the car in her clip, in her live that she did yesterday after his, after he passed. Now, how it works is he's a corporate guy. He worked in corporate America. He had his own business, but he also worked for businesses. So one of the things that happens when you are an executive as a business is it comes with very generous life insurance policies. They usually start around $250,000 and go up from there. It just comes from working there. You can add more. You can go up to $1 million. So that is part of what makes it easier to be taken care of. She also talked about selling the home. More than likely, that home was paid for. The reason I say that, now I have chosen not to do a deep dive. You know, I pulled documents, I pulled deeds. I have chosen not to do that for her. I just think that's nasty to do. That would just be nasty to do for someone who is grieving the loss of their spouse. But she's discussed they sold their home, which makes perfect sense. Now, one of the things, though, that could come into play is it's not clear if he had other children prior to her. We're going to get to the part where she talks about how when she met him, he had a wife and a girlfriend. But if he has children prior to, this is what people forget. If this man has children prior to y'all getting together, you better make that man get a will. Why? Because if not, even the house that you're living in, she would not be able to sell it. So if anyone could tell me in the chat if they know whether he had older children, I don't know that, whether or not that was the case. I would assume if he was 47 when he got with her, he already had some kids. So here's what that likely means. The fact that she was able to sell the house meant he had a will. Just like she said, get you a man with a will, not a won't. See, the thing about the way her relationship works is it appears that she very much made him feel like he was running everything, even though she was running things. Absolutely. And that's what I was always told is how you do. You make them feel they're in charge, even when they're not. So him getting a will, first of all, is good common sense. But also that makes it so that with the will, he is able to say who he wants to get what. So legally curvy is saying a will, hell no. An irrevocable trust, do that. So no one is having to go to probate. Now, probate can be super annoying. Irrevocable trust, though, it means just that. Legally curvy, I'll let you in the comments, and if you want to elaborate below, because I'll be honest, I don't know as much about trust. I sure don't, and I'm not going to pretend to. I just know that with an irrevocable one, once you set it, it can't be changed. There are specific ways in which that's what makes it irrevocable. The most important thing is when someone has kids before, you need to have some documentation that says, here's how it's going to split. Otherwise, what happens in most states is she would only own 1/3 of the house. The other 2/3 of the house would be shared ownership with his kids from the prior woman and her, meaning all those kids would have to agree if she wants to just sell the house that she's currently living in. That is frustrating. Yeah, he does. Okay, thank you, Universal. Shera is well-versed in how finances work. I'm sure she had all of this set up and coordinated. Absolutely. Mimi says she put in 20 years. She deserves everything she's got. Y'all better listen to Simone. My ex passed, left my 2 kids with nothing. No will, no insurance, nothing. That is so frustrating. Y'all, that is also why if you have children that are under 18, you can also put in the divorce decree or the child support decree order. You can request that he have to maintain a certain amount of life insurance policy. One of my exes, I read his divorce decree and it said he had to maintain $1 million policy for the benefit of the child. However, what I was saying is, okay, do that, but for the benefit of the child, but the person that gets the money when he dies needed to be his mom, one of his relatives, someone that he would trust, not the baby mama. You see what I'm saying? So there we go. I'm gonna let her continue. I'll continue with these clips. Let's see. Here we go. Oh wait, because the music. I'm waiting for this one clip.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Keep going. There we go.
Following this.
Yeah, hello disclaimer. Okay, here we go. It's about the next one's about to start. Because these clips, boy.
Don't know. I'm married to a man that's 25 years older than me. He is retired. He already has money. I'm already rich. We're already paid. Anybody who doesn't like my message is probably, you know, not able to provide for a woman, and that's quite all right. I mean, one day you'll make it if you try.
Oh.
But I always stand by my message no matter what. Go for providers, ladies. Go for men that can add to you instead of take from you. Please. Because if you don't, you'll regret it. And they might be in someone's TikTok or YouTube angry and spewing out anger at the world because they are, you know, unable to provide for you. You don't want men like that. They're very feminine. Okay? So what you do want is a provider man that actually has, you know, more integrity and things to do with their lives. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Someone asked how old is he? It's not clear, but he's in his 70s when he passed, and there's a 25-year.
When I met him.
Listen.
I knew I could get him. I didn't know when I first met him that he had a wife and a girlfriend. I found out later. But the only reason I stuck around is because I knew there weren't no competition. If I could date someone for 3 months, have him paying all my bills, and he got he was separated, and he's separated and has a girlfriend, and
Girl, he wasn't no separated. Y'all ever notice that? Every time somebody like this, like a big influencer, they're like, "Oh yeah, I had this man, he had a wife," and then they're like, "Oh wait, he was separated." Girl, he wasn't no separated. He wasn't no separated. Keep telling your story.
haven't stopped seeing me yet, then I'm the one. If I could take him, then I can keep him. And I'm not just being confident. He was way older than me, you know. So I calculated that out correctly. I didn't take someone my same age. I didn't take someone who looked better than me.
He definitely don't look better than her.
I knew I was going to be able to keep.
He don't look better than nobody.
James was separated, not divorced. He might have been going back to his wife. I don't know. But I got him. You snooze, you lose.
She got him to the end. She got him to the end.
I'll get mad at me and say, "Did James see these videos?"
Hold on. This, I want to make sure I address this comment. Men just negate their older kids and give all the assets to their wife and often their stepkids. Well, what sucks is if you're in a community property state, there are some protections there. No, there are some protections there. And when that happens with the protections, sometimes that can help the current wife, but there is nothing to help the prior children. As well as Chandra asked, why would I not give $1 million life insurance policy to the child's mother? So what she's talking about is earlier in this live, I was saying my partner was, he had a decree in his child support order that said he had to keep $1 million in policy. And I said, you want it to be for the benefit of the child, but I did not want the mother of the child, to control that money because I didn't know her. He broke up with her. They were never married. He broke up with her for a reason. He didn't trust her judgment. So you can have someone appointed. So it could be his mom. It could be his aunt. It could be his best friend who's the CPA to manage the money. But no, because you know how you have those lives where a woman is like, if you got one kid with me and you want to take your kid to Disney, but I got 3 other kids, if you can't take all my kids to Disney, nobody can go to Disney. She had philosophies like that. And I was like, this is some stupid ass bullshit. So no, I don't trust her to manage $1 million. And more than that, I trust her to kill you to get the $1 million. So great question, LaShawn. That's why. he's just saying, I don't know this person. Did she have 7 husbands? So this is Shera 7. I don't know why. Her first name is Shera. I don't know why she calls herself 7. No, it wasn't 7 husbands. It's just 1. And what we're watching is some of the clips where she actually refers to and talks about her relationship with him. And that someone said, I'm confused why it's worth looking into. Well, it's worth looking into because the clips are really interesting because many people didn't believe she had a husband at all because of how crazy some of the shit she was saying is. But also, I like to cover scammers, but I also like to cover people who have proof of concept, who are not actually scamming. So what we're covering is that it appears, based on what's going on so far, the fact that she said, you get an old man, you make him have a will, not a won't, that she's actually lived what she's preached. So we're watching some clips and we're talking about what it looks like. Her husband, we've confirmed, her husband had older children from a prior marriage. She made sure that he left a will. We don't know what the will gives to the other kids. I bet you we finna find out. If it's something that makes them uncomfortable. I bet you one of them is finna turn their camera on and say something, especially knowing she was his daddy's mistress of her own words. Now, she said they were separated, but that doesn't mean you're not necessarily a mistress in the eyes of the children of the first moms. Can you follow me? We don't know how old she is, but we know there was a 25-year age gap difference is what she said. Now, she says, I did my estate after my husband passed ago, and I did a revocable trust. It helped keep with the intent and the courts out, simplifying the terms from my lawyer. Okay, Shera's either 50 or 48. That makes sense. Okay. Also, I need a trust because my next of kin is a minor. Got it. Oh, all right. Legally Curvy says, exactly. Smart girl. Although a trust is most advantageous when it's done while the deceased is still alive. Thank you, Legally Curvy. All right, listen to this clip.
James already know I'm not gonna marry some older man just for him. Okay, because we already discussed this. James already know if he didn't have no money, he would not have me. He already know. Okay, y'all, let's just say it. He already knows. That's why he always jokes around. I better go to work for you. Leave me. Even in our marriage vows, he made the officiator say, instead of saying richer for poor, he made him say for richer or for richer. Okay?
Yeah.
With the vows.
With the vows.
And at our wedding, we made our own wedding CD and gave it to the wedding DJ and had him play Gold Digger by Kanye West.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
When he took the garter off. Okay? We knew what we were doing. That was the whole beauty of it. Because all the people that we knew, they're like, I know you only marry him because he got money. Yes, and so. Yes, we had Gold Digger play at our wedding. We had fun. We know what it is.
See, here's what I'm saying.
Those things were happening.
Here's what I'm saying. Y'all can't be mad at a man who got who knew what he was getting and consented to it. He passed. We don't know when he passed, but she announced it yesterday. Someone is asking that. And he knew what he was getting and he liked it. See, he met her at 47. She was 22. It sounds like they married when she was 25 or 26, whichever. Either way, what it is, it sounds like he liked the challenge of keeping her, of getting her, of all the things that come with her. So you can't even be mad at that. And also, I love this comment here. I think she was a genuine wife though. Yeah, it was. So what's interesting is her commentary would make you think she doesn't do anything at all sometimes. But then there are other things where just the joy of when he talks about her, and we have some clips of him just simply talking about her and talking to her, that she provides some value to him in his life. What that is not for me to say. That's for her to comment on. But it is without question that he felt that she was providing value in his life. Now here you go.
Things were happening to us, and so we just really didn't talk about it because crazy people on the internet. Yes, I'm a widow now. He was older, much older. We had a big age gap relationship, but we were married for 20 years. He was a provider. I never had to pay no bills. He was a good guy, and he will be missed. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said James is 70. What if he dies? I'm on all the paperwork, baby. I'm good.
All right, we got that ready. Let me scoot on up. Let me scoot up. I know this ain't the same clip.
I had a phone call to wait for in order to go to my job, which was at a funeral home, and I did not have the key, so I had to wait for the owner to get there in order for me to get in. I was going to be embalming a body that night, and so
she's lived many lives. At one point, she was an embalmer, and she's talking about how she met him. She went over to this bar as an embalmer. Gaia, she over here talking about a little bit of Visine daily. That's one way you can get rid of him. I think he died naturally. Shit. She can't kill her husband. Let me tell you why. She couldn't unalive her husband, because we would all expect it. Every last person. The first thing that would happen is people will go searching for that life insurance policy. Here we go. And we already know it's at least $1 million.
The bar was right around the corner from the funeral home. So I went to visit my friend. So she was bartending. We were talking. I was sitting there sipping on whatever I was drinking. And my husband walks over to me, you know. And by this time, I'm sick and tired of guys and, you know, not being able to meet my standards. I'm going to be rude, okay? So I said, first of all, I didn't want to talk to him because he wasn't my type at all. He was not my type. Ladies, that's why I say don't get hung up on looks.
Hold on, wait. When she said he's not his type, remember, I got to put his picture. Look, this is what she talking about. That's why he wasn't a type. Whose type is that? Tell me. That is no poor person's type. That is a type of someone with bills that need to get paid. Bills need to be paid. If your bills need paid, that's your type. We can continue.
Your husband. So he was not my type at all. So I was gonna dismiss him quick, right? I was like, I'm gonna be rude, okay? So I said, first of all, I didn't want to talk to him because he wasn't my type at all. He was not my type. Ladies, that's why I say don't get hung up on looks, because that could be your husband. So he was not my type at all. So I was gonna dismiss him quick, right? I was like, So he was really smart. He, you know, real smart. He was like, hi, my name is such and such. Da, 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 da. He was like really proper.
He looked smart.
You know, how you want a man to approach you, you know? Not, hey babe, what's your name? You know, nothing like that. He was really proper. And so I was impressed by his properness, so I gave him 2 minutes. He had 2 minutes to offer to buy me a drink. If he didn't offer to buy me a drink in 2 minutes, I was going to dismiss him, right? So he talked and talked and talked for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Then I was getting kind of like, oh my God. So then he said, well, what are you drinking? Let me buy you a drink. I was like, okay, fine. You saved yourself. So he bought me a drink. And so now I'm drinking. I'll listen to his conversation because, you know, he's doing most of the talking because I'm mysterious, right? I don't tell everything. So I let him talk. I ask him questions like, first of all, I'm just glad I got the drink because, you know, that was the goal. And so then he had 5 minutes until, you know, or maybe until I finished my drink, maybe 10 minutes to finish impressing me. If he didn't impress me, I was going to let him go. So I asked all the worst questions a woman could ask. So what kind of work do you do? What kind of car do you drive? You know, are you...
Y'all, I started doing that myself when I want them to go away. I just be saying crazy stuff. But my problem is, like, with my sense of humor and stuff, the crazy stuff I say, they don't go away. They think it's funny and they stick around.
Married? Do you have kids? Or this is the blah, 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 okay? So thinking it was going to make him go away, right? Because he wasn't my type, right? And plus it was a test to see if he could do what I needed him to do, right? So he told me what he did. He gave me a card. I didn't even ask. I'm like, what? CEO? Okay. Owner? What? Oh, CEO, owner, whatever. I'm like, okay. Everybody's a CEO these days. And then he said, well, I work with, he named all these giant corporations. And he's like, I work with this. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but okay. And I was like, okay, what kind of car do you drive? And I was just being rude on purpose, y'all. I was like, I don't know. It's the law of attraction. It must have been, because this person should have been walking out, okay? Maybe he thought it was funny. So he said, oh, I drive that convertible Benz out there, da, 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 you know? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. I didn't even look out the window. I'm just like, okay, that's a nice convertible Benz. I don't know what year is it though. I didn't ask what year. I didn't ask what year. It was brand new, basically. Okay, so it's like, okay, well, I have to go to work. He's like, oh no, I want you to go out with me tonight. Let's go out somewhere. Let's go do something. The night is young and da 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 da. I was like, I don't know you. You'll be a serial killer. And he's like, he gave me his cell phone, guys. He gave me a cell phone. He's like, here. If you don't feel safe, you can use this phone to call whoever you want, the police. You can call them now and tell them who you're with. Here's my number. Here's my name. Whatever you need to do to feel safe. That's blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay.
They both seem pretty witty. Watch this.
Did James ever cheat? It don't matter to me as long as I get my money. I live in my house. I'm driving my car. I can get my lips. I can get my nails. I can get my kids' nails, toes, cruises. Don't have to work. I'm good, baby. She's just doing the dirty work that I will never have to do. So that's the point when I think about anybody trying to cheat. But sadly, he ain't cheating. Well, not sadly. He at home, sleep by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tops. He's old, y'all. Old people come home early. People don't waste their money out in the club. What he gonna be doing at the club or at the bar? And I always say this when people ask me that question. My emotions have priorities. I'm not going to do something stupid and drastic because someone is feeling insecure about themselves. For me, when a man cheats and they already have something at home that's decent, it's their own insecurity. Shera, how old was James when he was almost 50, 47? Okay.
Hold on. And hold on. Legally Curvy says, even at 22, it sounds like Shera was very mature, but and she had to wait 5 years for marriage. Well, that's what happens when your husband, that's what happens when your boyfriend has a wife. So she probably had to wait 5 years for marriage because he was married, very, very married, and had to go through a divorce. So yeah, that would all align.
If James left me and got somebody that looked better than me, in a couple of months, I will look better than her. I promise you. And then I will go upgrade on him. And then he will feel stupid. That's how you got to do it.
If you guys watch my clip from yesterday or my video from yesterday with Ryan Holt, there was someone who wrote in and wanted advice on whether a prenup would help her cheating ex. Not cheat, but also my thoughts on it, our thoughts on it generally. And one of the things that I ultimately told her about was like, you don't even care about cheating. Like, you're with this man because he takes care of you. You don't care about cheating. So quit acting like you do. And why don't y'all just talk about the parameters of a relationship, what that could look like to you, where you would be okay with him cheating. You shut the fuck up and you let him pay all your bills.
The night that I met James, I was on my way to work. And after that night, I never went back to work ever. Unless it was like a part-time thing that I was doing for culinary school to get my degree. You have to work in a restaurant for like a couple weeks and get some paperwork signed, but that was basically it. And it was his friend's restaurant. His friend owned a restaurant, so of course I got the job. And I could come in late and I was drinking at the same time I was cooking because there was a bar. How much was James making when you met him? I don't know because he never really told me the amount, but I saw his car and where he lived and what he was giving me and that he was paying all my bills. At 22, if a man is doing all of that, you're gonna date him, okay? So I don't care. But when I got a little bit older, I started asking. I started looking at his paychecks and emails and stubs and stuff like that. But he was making a pretty good amount of money. He owned his own company and he had lots of clients from all over the world. He worked in a technology, oil and gas business, so.
Yeah.
He said, do I do anything for James? Yeah, I'm still married to him. Shoot, that's flex right there to be married to me. I come home every day. I look good. That's quite enough, darling. Remember what I tell y'all, don't do too much. You do too much, they're going to expect too much. You got to keep it simple. It's like being a C student. If you're a C student, you're still passing. No one expects you to make straight A's. As long as you ain't failing, you good. Ain't nobody finna ask you for nothing. Ain't nobody trying to cheat off your paper. You ain't got to study. It's like C student. It's like good enough. Don't fix it if it ain't broke, baby. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. Like, for me, I'm very smart. I can be Martha Stewart if I want to, baby, but I don't want that stress, okay? I could do the most if I wanted to, but I don't. I love that option. I love the option of not having to do things I don't want to do, so.
Let me tell you one other thing that she did that people don't often talk about. It was good. She's this man's, at least his second wife, right? Maybe not third, but at least his second. Here's the thing about that. Successful men don't like failure. So what happens is they don't want to have a whole bunch of different wives. 2 wives, you can blame it on the first one being a starter wife or some other things. 3 wives, whatever. But as a result, her being the second wife, as the second wife, it's yours to lose. Meaning when you decide you're sick of him, then he'll go. It's rare that men, unless you're like beating them upside the head or doing other things. But if you're willing to tolerate, as she says she is, she's willing to tolerate cheating. She's willing to tolerate a variety of things. You can continue being the second wife and not having to work in the life that she has, etc., as long as you are willing to accept how he treats you, because these men actually don't like getting divorced. If they survive that first divorce without going broke, the last thing they want to do is another divorce, even with the prenup. So I'm saying those type of men don't like the way failure looks. So a second wife is like a real good sweet spot. If the sprinkle mentality.
That in itself is what a lot of women want. They want the options just to be and enjoy life. Okay. You said, why am I crying? This is glitter. These are tears of joy.
Disclaimer. Following this advice may result to get rid of a dust.
Sweet Sadie, how you're saying if her husband was around her age, it would not have worked. She says the exact same thing. That is 100% true.
Being married to old men is boring. We already know that.
Now listen.
Just send me the website.
Okay. What website?
The website to get your divorce.
Okay.
And now it's the home. Everything else is yours.
Okay, thank you. So when I'm live, I don't like to be bothered to something different.
Hey, Jane, what a pushover.
5 minutes right now.
What? Oh, James mad because he hear me.
5 minutes. Right
I'm live, James. I'm gonna interrupt you on your call, and I'm coming there looking ratchet with a bonnet on and everything. Don't you come in here?
Don't you come in here? Jane wasn't no pushover there.
Yeah, I'm live. What's that? I'm live. That's for you.
Jane must have did something right. Something wrong.
Oh, it's from you? Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, I got flowers.
Jane must have just got in trouble.
James said,
I gotta get out this doghouse. He's too
Thank you, James.
Unhappy. He's going today.
He got me that necklace too. But I can't put it on with these nails. Let me read the card. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Oh. He said older men are the best. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, he's doing the most. I'm gonna just enjoy my flowers for a second, yes. Yes. Oh, it's the same color as my nail.
See, that's the thing. They had a banter. James was funny too. So the two, I bet James.
When I asked for it from him, though, he's like, yes.
I bet James' first wife was boring. Because sometimes that first one, they are loyal and they are good moms and all of that stuff, but they be kind of boring. Also, if she might have been equal, like if his first wife was probably as attractive as he was. Let's continue.
I keep them on their toes. Them delivery flyers, they're not from the grocery store. Yeah. Oh, we got a troll. Maria Smith says she'll not leave in her man because he ran out of money. Girl, make sure he stays in shelter. And you make sure you provide and take care of him, ma'am. You know, you helping the homeless problem. Thank you. Appreciate that.
If you're just joining the live, make sure you roll back. She talks about how in the vows, he had the pastor change the vows to say for richer and richer, not richer and poorer. And when he took off her garter, he had the DJ play Gold Digger by Kanye West. Baby, he knew what he was getting, and he said he was up for the challenge. These two had fun.
Doing your part for society, man. Yes.
Hold on, next up.
Does my husband watch my videos? He's seen some. He be in the next room sometimes when I'm filming them. He don't care. He agrees with me. He says he's so tired of these feminine men who act like women. He says he hates those type of men. He says they make him sick to his stomach. He says he was out one time and because his friend owns a bar, he said these men come up and ask women to buy them drinks. And these men coming up to women, you know, offering them nothing. He says, no wonder the women are out there turning lesbians and buying vibrators because these men are just like women. And he don't understand how we can even be attracted. He said, you are lucky to have me. That's what he said. He says, I am lucky to have him because the men out there right now are sad. He says he has never seen a generation of men so feminine in his life. He said, because he old and he been around a while. He said, if we would have act like that growing up, we would have get the S beat out of us. The S beat out of us. Okay. He said, we didn't play that. We didn't play that back then. You was a man and you did A, B, C, and D. These things, these little young things walking around calling themselves a man, ain't nothing. That's what he said. And he says, he comes home and says, oh, my coworkers, they just be talking and crying about their, issues and relationship problems, da, da, da. And I said, well, you need to hook them up with my channel so I can help them. Because he says,
They ain't got it, huh? They ain't got it.
He said they sit down when they pee. That's what he
said. We got another one.
What do you think about being with a man when he is broke? I don't think about it at all. It's a nightmare. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, there's a Dusty in here talking about he gonna tell on us. Who you gonna tell? Your other Dusty friends? Okay, well, their wallets are safe because they're empty. They had to literally make laws because these men out here chasing behind some animals. They're all seeking their validation when they had to make laws to protect the animals' booties.
Do you still kiss James when you have it? Nope, I don't kiss him. Barely.
You ever seen an old man that was excited to pay for stuff? Old men don't carry man bags or purses. So time to pay, and they get a chance to give you something or pay for something, they start getting this old man move. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking her to change his ways. And no message could have been in. If you want to get a man, take a look at yourself and make that
change. Okay, y'all. Hold on. The irony. Okay, so this person said the irony is her channel is or could be earning her own money. She is a go-getter. So here's the thing. She said yesterday in her live, she has no intention of remarrying and she won't. And I believe it's because this is now her job. This is her calling. And so her channel does she has monetized it. And so, of course, I'm encouraging you guys, if this is your content and your demographic, which for many women is, sign up, get you a mentorship or however that goes. But I do believe that part of the reason she's like, I'm not ever getting remarried is because she does have her own money. And Universal has says, Shera has, she says, it says Shera has several streams of income. She speaks of it all the time. She literally said to have your husband buy you a business or give you the funds to start one. And I'll say this too. I want to know in the comments. She says she's not going to marry again, but baby, she going to have some boyfriends. So I don't know who are some single rich men or some rich men where you just like don't really care about their wives, where you're like, oh girl, Shera, maybe you should go after him. Because I think that's what I want to encourage the behavior now. See, listen, let me tell you something. I'm Creole. We believe that heaven is a celebration. Hold on, let me show you. So this was my cousin's funeral. Hold on, let me show it to you. Look at that. So when I say I see like passings are celebrations. So this is it. They dance all down the street. Hold on, then they lower it. There we go. They lower it. This is baby mama. They done lifted her on top of his casket. Hold on, you got to see the process. Hold on. They pulled down the. I know y'all just sound crazy. Okay, watch. Just watch. All right, they lowering it. They tapping it and say lower it. Hold on, we celebrating. I'm not playing the music because let me see. I don't want to know if it's copyright protected. Listen. Damn. Now watch. They finna lift up his baby mama. Watch. Hey. It's very strange. That's her. That's baby mama. And you dance and you celebrate. It's strange. It's strange. It's strange. Now, she's on. Okay. You send them off. It's a party because you're going to heaven. The only time you're supposed to be sad is if they're going to hell. And because then that's its own special personal problem. It's all very strange. It's all very strange. It's all very strange. I'll agree. But somebody said that's why funerals be like parties. They have a band and all. For sure. But I will say this. So I'm saying this also at the beginning. I talked about how, like, when she first made the announcement, I was like, are we supposed to say congratulations? Or because I felt like this is a celebration of life, but this is also proof of concept, very much so. But I have a list here of some men that I think she should, I don't know if she's going to watch this or if any of y'all are friends with her, tell her. On the list, top of the list, Jeff Bezos. I know he has a new wife. Fuck that lady. I don't care nothing about her. Jeff, she probably dated him while he had a wife. So what's good for the goose, good for the gander. We also know Shera is good at taking people's husbands and getting them, to see a better life for themselves or what have you. So Shera, Jeff Bezos, I don't care nothing about him. There's also Robin Thicke. We know he likes black ladies, but I think he might be poor. So I'm going to scratch him off the list. Now, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro. He could go any day now. He's going to die soon too. Robert De Niro, we know he loves black ladies. Let's add him. And last but not least, he may or may not have an STD because of the Epstein files and all. But Bill Gates, he's single. She got to eat with him a time or two. You don't have to marry him. He could buy you an island, Shera. He could buy you an island. He could buy you an island. Yes. Somebody said, don't pair her with that creep. Al Pacino. Is he one too? Al Pacino, he do look like he like black ladies. Because see, here's the thing. Some of my black homegirls that are real mean, I'm like, you need a white man. Because those white men that like women of color, they like, part of what they like us for is our sassiness and everything. So they just feel like, oh, it just comes with the territory. Like, it's just, it comes with it. So you can be crazy. LaShonda said, you don't like my list. You don't like my list? Well, make your list. Put your list in the comments. Put your list below. I want to know, who do y'all recommend? Because I'm one of those people. I do not believe they're like, oh, you should, if you start dating too close after your loved one died, you didn't really love him. That's not true. I told my ex's son, I said, listen, if I die, I want you to go to the funeral and get your daddy a new girlfriend. Get him 2 girlfriends, matter of fact. Get him one who can cook and one who can clean. And maybe a third one who go to your little basketball games and play basketball with you or something. Okay. What I'm saying is, don't nobody, he ain't coming back. Let this lady date, move on, whatever she needs. And if she wants somebody to help her with her bills and stuff, that's fine. And so she needs to get a really black man with colorism in him. No shade. It says, I stay in my lane and I date my Latinos and am well provided for. Opposites attract. Oh, legally curvy. She's really, scratching my head on that one, but I see the logic. Somebody said babyface. No, babyface is not going to follow her instructions. She needs somebody who's going to follow her instructions, be enamored by her, and just be happy to be there. Just be happy to have the opportunity. Hold on. That water 123 said a lavender marriage would suit her best. Amen. Tyler Perry. She needs to date Tyler Perry. Can I get an amen? Put an amen in the chat. Can I get an amen? Tyler Perry. Tyler. Somebody said, yikes on a bike. Somebody said maybe Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson is dating that Roxy girl. She's dating that Roxy girl. Okay, I don't know. I'm all out of ideas. Y'all let us know down below in the chat. Share this. Send up some love and prayers for her family. I think Tyler. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mimi. I got an amen. Tyler Perry. Somebody said Kevin Costner. Who else we got? Somebody said I might second that one. Talking about the Tyler Perry. No, she's not foreign. Well, but she looks exotic in her own right. So, okay, I love y'all. It's your legal bestie, Attorney Simone. I'll see y'all this week with more content. Goodbye, y'all.
Is that legal?